Responding to the comments you guys left on this video made me make a part 2. You guys suggested me many characters, but I couldn't cover them all. So in today's video we'll be discussing what would these characters see in the Mirror of Erised: Snape, Ginny and Luna. Let's start with Ginny Weasley. Ginny was the only daughter born to Arthur and Molly. She was so loved by her mom and dad, and they gave her anything she needed. In the books, we see Ron feeling the pressure of being in the shadows of 5 successful older brothers and 1 younger sister. Ginny, being the first girl born in the family, makes her special, and yet I still think that she feels some of the pressure that Ron does. So if the 11 or 12 years old Ginny looked into the mirror, she would see herself dating Harry. Ginny from an early age showed love interest in Harry, and that's why her deepest desire would be with him noticing and falling in love with her as well. Ginny being too young to think about marriage, she would likely only see herself in a romantic relationship with Harry. Ginny dated all the boys in the Order of Phoenix and the Half-Blood Prince only because Hermione asked her to do so that she could forget Harry and gain more courage and self-confidence, which in its own turn could make Harry notice her. But after the 5th book, I would imagine Ginny would be seeing herself as a Quidditch player. She would sneak out to practice, being on a broom in the mirror with Harry, who she had a crush on. She would see a slightly older version of herself, decked out in the middle of a packed Quidditch stadium, where everyone is cheering for her. In the middle of the Battle of Hogwarts and the war against Voldemort, a 16 years old Ginny would see nothing but Voldemort defeated and the Wizarding War ending once and for all. Later, after everything is done, she would see herself and Harry on their wedding day, with Harry looking very happy to be there. They got married and her entire family being happy and healthy. But let's not forget the events that took place in the Battle of Hogwarts. Fred's death. Ginny couldn't help but would keep seeing as well her brother Fred being alive again, healthy and smiling back at his sister. The second character is Luna. Luna was born on 13 February 1981. She was the only child of Xenophilius and Pandora Lovegood. Luna's mother was accidentally killed while experimenting with a spell that she created when Luna was 9 years old. Thus, Luna was subsequently raised by her father. As she witnessed her mother's death, she was able to see Destros, the magical black horses that led the Hogwarts carriages. So clearly from this point, I would imagine that a young Luna would see her mom, her dad and herself as a family. The death of her mom affected her greatly, so it's possible she would see herself reunited with her. Her mother would stand next to her, her arm would be put around her daughter, and she would wear a happy smile on her face and try to spend time with her before she's leaving, although Luna seems to have accepted her loss and be at peace with it. As far as we can guess, Luna didn't really have any friends until meeting Harry in the Order of Phoenix. So in her early years, I think Luna was very lonely and would want friendships. Luna is open-minded, kind and thoughtful. Her biggest desire is friendship, as she was lonely from a young age and then was teased at school. So clearly, besides seeing her mother, if Luna would look into the mirror, she would see her friends Harry, Ron, Hermione, Ginny and Luna. Being alone for a large amount of her life, she never had many friends before attending Hogwarts. Even then, many people described her as weird or loony. Luna is definitely loyal to her friends and loves them a lot. Later during the Battle of Hogwarts, Luna of course wouldn't think of anything but a world without Voldemort. She would want him to be finished and defeated, the same desire her friends had. But after the battle, Luna would most likely see herself traveling the world, searching for unique and extraordinary magical beasts and proving their existence. She would also see herself, mother and friends in some type of a forest. Luna always seems happiest when she is surrounded by strange creatures or on a fun adventure of some sort. What would Severus Snape see if he had looked at his reflection in the Mirror of Erised? Severus Snape is an extremely complex character. Many say he was a hero, others say he was a villain. There are so many things that we never learn about Snape, but I have an idea of what he would see in the mirror. Let's relive Severus Snape's life from his point of view to try to understand. Snape was the son of Elend Prince and Tobias Snape. Elend was a witch, while Tobias was a muggle. Unfortunately, Tobias was a horrible father, causing Severus to break away from the name of Snape and make himself a nickname, the Half-Blood Prince, taking his mother's last name instead of his father's. Severus Snape was a neglected child and wore clothes that were too big and dirty. But what would you expect from a boy whose parents didn't care year. The three lived in Spinner's End, a horrible and dirty section of Cockworth, England. He and Harry would grow to have the same mindset during the summer, eagerly waiting to go back to Hogwarts and leave their horrible households. During his time at home, Severus met two sisters, Lily and Petunia Evans. He discovered that Lily had magical abilities and took an interest in her. They quickly became friends, but Severus wanted to be more than just friendship. Lily was oblivious to this, more focusing on enjoying the summers. Now let's see what we can take from Snape's life to find his deepest desire. We know that his Patronus is a doe, the exact same Patronus that Lily had. It's said that your Patronus can reflect who you love, because they would probably be related to your happiest memory. Severus loved Lily with all of his heart, and his happiest moment would almost certainly be when he was friends with her, enjoying the innocence and freedom of childhood, before reality hit. Snape's parents never paid him any attention, and if they did, it was only to insult him. Maybe Snape, like Harry, would see his family surrounding him, smiling and happy. Unfortunately, I don't think that Snape thought of his family much as he got older. He probably tried to ignore them as much as possible, focusing more on increasing his grades, creating new spells, and loving Lily. Snape would see himself with Lily Evans in the Mirror of Erised. Ever since he laid eyes on her, he was in love. He wanted to always be there for her, protecting her from the horrible things in the world. Snape hated Petunia because she bullied Lily, and he hated James because he loved Lily too. Unfortunately, Snape let the darkness in his life take over, joining the bad group of Slytherins instead of sticking with Lily, who was one of the targets of the hate because she was a Muggle-born. When she tried to protect Snape, he lashed out and called her a mudblood, which ended their close friendship. Snape wanted to be forgiven for all the horrible things he did to Lily when they were young. He regretted every day for the rest of his life, and if there had been a chance, he would have turned back time and fixed everything. Looking in the Mirror of Erised, the Lily that he saw would not have been called a mudblood. Their friendship might have turned into love, which could have led to their marriage and life as a happy family. Maybe he would have seen Harry there too, but as a version of what he would have looked like if Snape had been the father. What you see in the mirror could change over the time, so when Snape was killed by Voldemort, the only thing that mattered to him then was to give Harry his memories. He cared about nothing but making sure Harry would learn about his past and Dumbledore's plan, including how to defeat Voldemort once and for all, so Lily's son would be safe at the end, fulfilling his promise to the woman he loved. That was all for today's video. If you guys enjoy this kind of videos of what would the characters see in the Mirror of Erised, then please comment down below which characters do you want me to make next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.